Okay, come make a salve with me. So I'd already made a oil using heel oil, also known as dead purple nettle. It has a bunch of names. And I wanted some rosemary also. I did start with coconut oil. I ended up adding sunflower olive oil mix because I forgot that I had it. I heat mine in the beginning on low just to warm it up and get it going in a mason jar that's in a pot of warm water. People will say that I need to let it sit for weeks, however long. You guys do what works best for you. This is what works best for me with dried herbs. I prefer fresh, but when I have dried, it, for me, helps it integrate better, I guess is the wording I'm looking for. So, as I said, I started with coconut oil, and then partway through, I remembered that I had the olive oil. So what I did was I allowed it to warm up. I let it sit nice and warm for a couple hours, and then I allowed it to sit for several days. I think about 5 days at room temperature, stirring it every once in a while to just let it mix up. And then when I started getting that beautiful rosemary smell and the color change and all of that I wanted, that's when I proceeded to the next step. Definitely do your research on what herbs you want to use and why, and if there's any interactions to anything that's going on with you or medications, things like that. So there you are. I'm just letting it liquefy, warm up. And as you can see, it's definitely much more flexible. So then I just strained it out. It's so pretty. I'll just let it strain out. And I was trying to be really careful not to get it everywhere because I'm notorious for being messy with these things. So I was looking for something to balance that on. And then I tried to squeeze as much oil out as possible. You know, you can do that. You can let it sit for however long and let it all drip out. You can use a cheesecloth. Again, whatever works for you. So I did that. Got everything out that I could. And I just threw out the rosemary. And then there's my heel oil. And I did get that from fresh heel oil. And I added a little bit into that. You can do precise measurements if you want. I used to make body products, so I got really good at eyeballing things. If you guys want exact measurements, let me know in the comments. I can do another one with exact measurements for you. Anything that gets on your hands, because your hands are clean, wash them. Always wash them before doing things like this. But anything that does get on your hands, you can just rub it right in. It's not going to hurt anything. And this is for personal use, so I'm not worried about my fingers being on it because it's for me and the mister. So then I add...
I'm getting in touch with my feminine side.
And don't smell feminine, that's for show.
Take a bubble bath on lavender.
So then I add the remainder of the coconut oil and melt it all down. And I did end up adding more coconut oil because now we've gotten into our summer months where it's gotten really hot. I still don't expect it to always fully solidify or stay solidified like it is here, the coconut oil, just because it's hot. If you go to any like soap making or lotion making websites, you can get a 96 degree coconut oil, which means it won't melt until 96 degrees. Anything you get in the store, food grade, that is going to be a 76 degree melting point. So here's a really cool trick for not spilling. Take a chopstick, whatever pointy stick, you're going to lean it up against your container like that, and you're going to pour, and it's going to follow that stick on down, so you're not going to have a bunch of mess everywhere. And you just pour it right into all of your containers, which you have sanitized. Usually rub it with some rubbing alcohol, let it air dry, lids included. and then you let it sit out without a lid on and solidify. You can put it in the fridge or the freezer to make it go quicker. And then you can put your lids on. Otherwise, you're going to get condensation in there and it will go bad, rancid quicker. So keep the lids off until they're nice and hard. And then you're good to go. And that's it. So again, if you guys want exact measurements or anything else, any other added ingredients, things like that, let me know. And then I just ended up mixing my rosemary in with my heel oil because I'll use it again. And then I don't have a whole bunch of containers, and it's a really good combination. And
quick fix.
It is kind of a quick fix. So heel oil is right there with plantain, which is under comfrey. And there's another one. Oh, my brain just spazzed out.
Quit smoking that weird shit.
But I think you go plantain, then heel oil, then comfrey in terms of strengths is what it is. So plantain is the weaker of them all, and then heel oil is the stronger, which is only out in the beginning of spring.
Hey, who's that crazy fucker?
Be quiet.
Yarrow works.
Be quiet. And so you can also, to see if it's going to be the consistency you want, you can dip a spoon and then make sure it's not going to get everywhere. And you can stick it in the freezer for 5 minutes. And as you can see, in normal conditions, it should be nice and thick. But again, like I said, we're in summer, so yeah, it's going to be kind of squishy regardless. But you guys have fun. This is going to be our basically like a triple antibiotic ointment because we can't find any at the moment for some reason. I'm thinking everybody's stocking up for the 4th of July. Y'all are seeing this in August though. And this is what it looks like when it starts to solidify. You can see it's still kind of squishy. But it's great stuff. A little goes a really long way. You can use as much as you need, as often as you need, and it's not a problem, and it soaks in quick.